It's in the game.
Give me a break, need another life. Oh, need another life. Give me a break, need another life.
In a detour to our regular programming, we are at Liverpool, live from Goodison Park, as we say farewell to one of the greatest stadiums in the English game. Everton looking to have a party as they take on Southampton today. Today, we take a slight detour from our regular programming to say goodbye to an absolutely classic stadium that has been a hallmark of Everton for many years. And today we say farewell as Everton move to the Goodison Stadium for the 25-6 season. Bradley Moore in Vauxhall. I hope I got that right. I probably didn't. But for the final time then, here are the Everton players and the Everton faithful. It's a wondrous atmosphere today as we say goodbye to an absolute classic. And to make matters better for Everton, with their safety now assured, they could probably even send Southampton more or less down if they win today, to even more assure of their safety. Well, Goodison Park has been one of the homes for probably way before I was even born, to be honest. And what an irony today that David Moyes is the Everton manager now. Not only has he saved them from relegation, but he is also going to be one of the last man. Well, he was here for over a decade already, and now he's actually going to see Everton's final game, or at least oversee it here today. John Pickford's in goal. Ashley Young, who is going to be on his way out at the end of the season, plays his final game here too. Jack Harrison and James Garner in the middle of the park with Idrissa Gueye up today, and a couple of other Everton players on their way out. We'll have more on that shortly. Joe Lumley starts in goal for Southampton with Nathan Wood, with Stevens and Comcat today. It's Cameron Archer and Andel Milana, rather. I think he was a former Liverpool player at one point. Actually gets the starts of Southampton today against a team he was a fierce rival of at one point in his career. So Ashley Young playing one of his final games in Everton's shirt. I think there's another one that could be leaving sometime too. And I think this is Jack Harrison already on the ball, and Everton already getting forward. Going to be pushed on and roared on by this pretty much capacity crowd, but has been celebrating all day, and really just getting one last look around the place before heading beachside, I think, more or less. This new stadium is supposed to be. And it is supposed to be a new 50,000 plus, or 52,000 plus seater. Very much in line with a lot of, let's say, stadiums of the modern day, such as Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, for example, the new Wembley. And even, well, let's say the planned new Old Trafford that could be eventually happening. Here's Jack Harrison with a goal already. And that sends the Everton fans into a frenzy. And he sends a salute. And is Everton already one goal up just to make their day even better. I don't think they'll send Southampton down today, because I think there's 4 points between them and Leicester City in the only real matter at the bottom, as far as the bottom of the table is concerned, with Wolves and I think it's Ipswich pretty much on the way down. I think the bottom teams certainly are. There's no way back for them now. I think that's Wolves actually 9 points behind safety. It doesn't look that much better for Ipswich, really. With 6 games left, they would need Southampton to lose today to give them a shot, and they would also need Leicester to lose towards the bottom. And if those two things don't happen, then we could really be in for... Oh, it's Seamus Coleman who is leaving as well. So that's the other person that could be hanging up his boots by the end of his career, which will be in about 2 games time, not counting this one. So Everton probably going for a revamp, not just a new home, but probably various members of a new squad too. Here's Adam Lallana, and John Pickford makes a save. So I think the Hill Dixon Stadium was actually supposed to be named after the person who even greenlit the plans in the first place. I don't really know that much about it, unfortunately. I wasn't even aware Everton were moving at the start of the season. I had no idea it was even happening. It's not gone under the radar in Liverpool, but everywhere else, well, for me anyway, it went completely under the radar. I was not even aware of it until about maybe a third of it into this season, really. And when we got the call to bring you today's game, that pretty much confirmed it. And I was like, okay, I wasn't even aware it was even happening. But it's nice to be here today to say goodbye to an old ground I'm very familiar with as well. And I think it's definitely a feel-good story for the league. That David Moyes comes back, secures Everton's stay in the Premier League next season, and also says goodbye to Goodison Park in the process. No offence to Sean Dyche at all. Certainly a very capable manager in his own right, but Everton did feel the need to change, and they turned to an old friend to do it. And thankfully he has. And that's a very good field story for the league this season. We've not had a lot of... Well, we've had a lot of them. We could have Arsenal becoming a bit of a feel-good story for the league in terms of, like, the neutrals anyway. But this is an all-round feel-good story as Beto makes it 2-0. And Everton are signing off at Goodison Park with a flurry this afternoon. And very quite aptly, Beto goes into the stands. Hopefully he won't get booked for that. And it was very cool, calm and collected to heap the pressure on Southampton really to get out of the drop zone. And Lumley had a very difficult task going into this game. It's just been made even tougher now. Southampton just haven't had the season, really. The promoted clubs probably have, for the most part, been the biggest disappointment of this season, really. It's nothing against them, but I think 2 of them have gone straight back down with Ipswich and Southampton, obviously. And Conchamp puts it out there. Here's Lallana. It's the Goodison Park. It's not really a small place, but it certainly is. This certainly is an upgrade over this place. And after Old Trafford's renovation plans, it could be left to just Anfield, probably being the last of the old guard, as it were. With Arsenal moving from Highbury, Manchester United planning to move from Old Trafford. Stamford Bridge could still be relatively a Premier League one as well, back in the days of the Premiership. Of course, we said goodbye to Tottenham Hotspur's previous stadium, White Hart Lane, as well. So a lot of movement from teams in the last decade or so. Of course, Manchester City moved to the Etihad Stadium as well. And here's Ashley Young. Well, he's been here many times as an opponent to Everton. First to Aston Villa and then, of course, to Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson. And even a couple of subsequent managers as well. And he gathers up that corner. And Everton giving their fans the joyous send-off that you'd definitely think they deserve. Michael Keane and James Garner, of course, two former Manchester United players who never really broke through. James Garner came close, but unfortunately, once Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was relieved of his duties, he never really got back into the team, sadly. But here today at Everton, he's found a place he can thrive, really. And even though it's not really resulted in many trophy wins, hopefully this will be the start of a bit of an Everton revival. And David Moyes, he took this Everton team to heights previously thought unimaginable at one point. I think they were in Europe for one season as well. Really, David Moyes did prove for a long time that longevity certainly worked. But that was back in the day. You know, teams rarely ever changed managers unless they were in relegation scraps. And it's not to say that it's more common today. It kind of is. A little bit more. But I don't think it's any more common than what it was back in the day. And here is Archer. And Jordan Pickford watch that one go wide. Well, he threw his arms at it. But it was quite a zinging shot, to be fair. Fernandez with a good tackle there. Here's Archer. And breakaway. And the talent this boy is. Everton certainly have got some good up and comers in this side. And that's a good tackle instead. I think he did get the ball first, to be fair. It was going to be pulled back for a foul. Archer. Breakaway puts it clear. Ashley Young heads it back to his keeper. Well played. Only for Pickford to really give it back to him. Oh, Ashley Young's been caught napping by Adam Lallana. Now Archer. Archer will shoot. It's gone over. And that was all of Everton's own making, really. Young heads it back to his keeper, then gets it back, and then gets caught napping with the ball a bit. Fortunately, it didn't result to much. Shut his Southampton season, more or less. Well, their final game of the season, they've got a tough one. I think they are at home to Arsenal, who could be battling for the league title on the day as well. And that could make Southampton's day even tougher if they're still in the fight to avoid the drop. And they come up against Arsenal, who are fighting for a title. They're going to be more than determined to win the game. And it looks like really going that way. Because it is Manchester City, they aren't really expected to lose. Although they might be hit a bit by the loss in the FA Cup final. And is that a penalty? And the referee says no. I'd like to see that again. There's the goal from Beto. Already slide in the corner. I'd really like to see that again. And tackle. As James Garner lines up for the corner. And it's straight at the keeper. Wasn't the best of kicks by the keeper, and Everton get it. Doucouré. Oh, what a pass. Harrison, oh, what a goal. 3-0 to Everton, but I think he is offside. No, he's not. Jack Harrison makes it 3-0. What a goal, and what a beautiful pass from Doucouré that was. And these Everton fans are in a frenzy. Look at this pass. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Goodison Park is being treated to a wonderful send-off as this Everton team is playing some magnificent football. A lot more like it, and certainly a good positive stepping stone to build on for next season as they head to their new home as well. It's already been opened since February the 17th. So it's not been that long, to be fair, when you think about it. But it's ready and open for business at the beginning of the 25-6 season in just a couple of months' time or so. About 3, I think it is. Season ends in May, June, July, August, so it's about 3. There's going to be a lot more of this blue about when we go there, that's for sure. We've with another great tackle. Everton have been in complete command of this one as the first half comes to an end almost. Jordan Pickford now. If Beto scores this, Pickford can get an assist. Oh, that was unfortunate, but Beto comes in. Oh, he got his feet crossed. What happened there? Well, the less he'll see of that, the better. Probably should have scored, you could argue. Well, Everton have been really rigging in the shots. And that's the end of the first half, and it's been a comfortable afternoon at Goodison Park, exactly the way the Evertonians would have wanted to put it up today. They have come up against one of the relegation-threatened teams, and it is really a showed on the scoreboard as Goodison Park is celebrating its farewell. Everton 3, Southampton 0. Welcome back to the finale at Goodison Park, the final game at Goodison Park before Everton move to the Hill Dickinson Stadium next season to start the 25-26 campaign, and they will be a Premier League team thanks to a late push in the recent games for Everton to escape the drop with Wolves and Ipswich more or less down. One last matter to be resolved is who will join them. Will it be Southampton or will it be Leicester City, as they're the only team that Southampton could realistically overhaul. But right now, they're taking a bit of a blow because they are 3-0 down and don't really look like doing much of this one, unfortunately, as Everton have had an easy stroll for their last game here. An early good save by Jordan Pickford there. Garner heads it away, and it's going to end up to Concamp. Oh, my word. And that's a good goal. That's the defender. Concamp getting a goal. Well, it was a whole scramble in the box, to be fair. Doesn't really change much in context of the game right now, but it's certainly a start. And, well, it fell into Concamp's feet, and he just really took a chance. And he bought the winning ticket. Oh, that's a beautiful touch there as well. Oh, my word. Bella Concamp, the defender, looking like a playmaking midfielder out there. Absolutely wonderful goal, to be fair. And for a side battling relegation, that ain't too shabby. And that's a good start to the second half for Southampton. Let's see if they can build on it. They're 3-1 down now. Well, it's his first goal in the last 6. Definitely, as we said, more known for his defensive duties. But there, like we said, well, that's interesting. Lambordia. That's not Inter Milan, is it? I'm not really sure where that is. But Memphis Depay, who no sooner had joined Manchester United, is another one that has left the sinking ship at Old Trafford. Because he is off on his travels again. Lenny Yora was already out. There's probably a couple others that could be joining him. We had Anthony and Rashford looked on the loan list, which didn't happen. But another departure at Old Trafford then, as it really continues to get no better, really. And no doubt Memphis Depay probably brought himself out of that contract. And some saying that's what Lenny Yoro probably did as well. So for Old Trafford and for Manchester United, it really just seems to get no better. It really is truly a sinking ship right now. And Memphis Depay is off. Lambordia, I believe, is an Italian club, I think. I could be wrong about that. But Memphis Depay is off in that direction. Here is Dibbling. Here today, the Goodison fans have been singing all day. And no cause for panic right now. Southampton have scored, but it's no time to panic. Just keep playing the game. But Everton were glorious in the first half. The third goal in particular was a stunning goal from a pass. Absolutely out of a top draw from Decore. Oh my, well, that's a tough one. Newcastle United, St James's Park. I believe that's the final game of the season. So that's interesting because Arsenal have Newcastle next. So I think. So that's quite an interesting schedule there, actually. Well, they say I personally think St James's Park is one of the best places to play and the most loyal fans and the most brilliant atmosphere. But maybe Everton's new home could really bolster that. And, well, just to remind you of the final day, Southampton will be taking on Arsenal at St Mary's, with Arsenal chasing the league title at this very moment. But they've, of course, got Newcastle to play beforehand. Oh, Dilly, that's a good pass. Now Fernandez. Well, Southampton have certainly got a bit more into this game. I think there's also, I think there could be plans to move the Everton fan zone a bit closer to the new stadium too, I believe. Could be wrong about that. Again, Malenko, the tackle. Everton have been rather stellar defensively today. The goal wasn't exactly their fault. It really just fell into Comcamp's lap. Eden has done very well there. And put it another great header away. Bombing down the wing here, Everton. Ashley Young is giving chase, really. At least conceded chase. And I think I can see from here that Seamus Coleman is warming up then. So we heard earlier today that he could be most likely hanging up his boots at the end of the season. Ashley Young could be on his way out as well. There is a few outs planned at Everton as their new season gets underway at their new stadium, and James Garner went down there, but advantage was gained. The referee will pull that back for a booking. Smallbone also with a crunching tackle. Play goes on though. It looks like Everton are trying to employ the Arsenal technique of passing back to the keeper and trying to get the keeper an assist. It works for them. Fernandez has actually got through. Bit of a gap in the defence there, but Michael Key cleans that up nicely. And that was unfortunate, but well weighed though. Young. With the ball in, and no one there to meet it, unfortunately. Still possesses a bit of pace, Ashley Young. Certainly getting up in there in years a bit, though. But he's still very capable of what he does. Here's Gornak. And it dances into the box, but Braithwaite there to meet it. And the referee is finally going to bring Graham back into the book for that earlier challenge. Using it on Garner, it certainly is. So Seamus Coleman is coming on for Ashley Young. So two players looking to be on the way out are actually coming on for each other, swapping places. I think Patterson has come on as well. O'Brien's come on for, I believe it's Michael Keane. And Seamus Coleman's first touches in his final game at Goodison Park received a huge cheer as he received it. Alcaraz to Beto. Alcaraz was another one who came on. Now it's Patterson. Patterson's coming into the box. Oh my word. Instant impact from Patterson. And he's made this game safe. 4-1. And that wraps up an absolutely rosy day here at Goodison Park. Exactly how those fans would have drew it up. What a day. What a way to say goodbye to a great home for a great club. Patterson here, absolutely, just, well, he was no one was a match for him. Brilliant goal. And the sub makes an impact. And that really just compounds Southampton's miserable day. But even their players will be probably happy for the feel-good story that Goodison Park has had this season. Safety was paramount. David Moyes has achieved it. Now they get to go out there and have some fun. And it's certainly showing today with 4 very much wonderful goals, to be fair. Garner, it's not a bad attempt. And I think the referee's bringing it back for a free kick there. Certainly is. Yep. Going back into the book earlier, almost got through there. Graz momentarily lost it. Archer, Braithwaite again is there. He's had a good game, Braithwaite. Headed by Archer. A good take there by Pickford. Very unlucky not to keep a clean sheet today. He had one very good save at the start of the second half. Alcaraz and cut out by Wood there. To Archer. And Comedian, and it's a free kick for offside. And Archer and Sumana are coming on. We didn't really see what for because most of the captions have been very much far too fast for my liking to this season. Hopefully it's something that'll slow down next season so we can actually read. Banniger's come on, and Achonu actually came on for as well, but it means very little in context of the game. We're already in the first of the 4 added minutes. And Goodison Park has had good reasons to cheer today. Stevens, crunching tackle it. Got the ball first though, but Everton do receive it. And all we need to do is play out the clock. And Goodison Park can then celebrate a very well-earned win for their team today. Malenko, what a ball. And Beto straight at the keeper. Very unfortunate, but still very well intended there. Well, what a ride. Everton, their final game at Goodison Park after so long, ends in victory today, ensures their safety and gives Southampton a lot to think about in how they can approach the final games of the season. What a send-off to this great place. And now Everton look forward to their final game away from home, and then the beginning of a new life in the 25-6 season at a brand new home. Farewell Goodison, Everton 4, Southampton 1.